Chapter 37. The Second Marriage. Shizu Tempest. Rimuru. Currently, I am sitting in my room, pondering what I should do next. The first thing I am planning to do is go and rescue 2 of my subordinates, who will arrive in the material world tomorrow. One is a bee-type insect. I believe she is a wasp, and in the future, she will become very strong. Strong enough to evolve into a true demon lord. The second is a beetle insect, and he will also evolve in the future. He is an insect, and in the future, he will become strong, very, very strong. Strong enough that there is a possibility he might rival Diablo. However, there are very low chances of that happening. Even though he becomes strong, he can't surpass Diablo in experience and skills. Diablo is a primordial demon who has lived since the dawn of creation. Because of this, he has accumulated a vast amount of experience. For Zeun to surpass him in experience is almost, if not completely, impossible. Diablo always tries to learn new things and new magic spells. He frequently fights with Guy and others. He is always with me, learning new fighting techniques from me. Additionally, Ciel gives him tips from time to time on how he can improve. That's why it's impossible for Zeun to surpass him in experience. He may surpass him in terms of existence value. However, existence value alone doesn't determine a person's strength. And guys, this is my personal opinion. Even in Volume 21, Zeun has an existence value of 68M, but he is still not stronger than Diablo. That's because Diablo has more experience than Zeun. In Tensura, it's stated that existence value doesn't determine their strength. For example, Rimuru. Even in his true dragon release state, Rimuru is as strong as true dragons. This is either due to his skill or because of Ciel. Whatever the reason, it's a fact that existence value doesn't determine their strength. Well, I will know in the future how strong he will become anyway, so I think there is no point in thinking about this. Also, I am planning to go there tomorrow, but today I have a very important thing to do. And that is, today I am planning to ask Shizu for marriage. We have been in a romantic relationship for more than 10 years, and now, today, I am planning to ask her for marriage. I am sure that she will agree to marriage, but still, I am nervous. Oh man, why am I being nervous? Didn't I become the supreme deity then? How the heck am I nervous? I wasn't nervous when I asked Ciel for marriage, then why? Ciel, help me. Don't worry, master, you got this, go for it. Thanks Ciel, I needed that. You're welcome, master. Now that I have regained some of my confidence, I should go and ask Shizu. Third person Pav. After gathering courage, Rimuru stepped out of his room and made his way to the garden to see Shizu. As he entered the garden, he saw Shizu there, engaged in a duel with Veldora. The sight of Shizu's graceful movements as she sparred with Veldora captivated his eyes. Soon entranced by her, Rimuru found himself lost in admiration and started to stare at her, momentarily forgetting the purpose of his visit. However, both Shizu and Veldora soon became aware of Rimuru's presence. Stopping their duel, they turned their attention towards him and approached him with curiosity. With their duel stopped and their attention now on him, Rimuru snapped back to reality, mentally preparing himself for what he was going to do. Gahahaha Rimuru, so you have decided to come here and watch my duel with Shizu. Veldora exclaimed as he approached Rimuru, putting his hand around his shoulder. Well, actually, there's a different reason behind my coming here, Rimuru replied to Veldora, all the while never stopping to look towards Shizu. Oh, I see. I just remembered that I have important work with Ramus, and I also have some work with milf too, so I will be taking my leave now, Veldora said, starting to leave. Veldora knew that Rimuru was planning to ask Shizu for marriage because Rimuru himself had told him a few days ago. After seeing Rimuru's reaction, Veldora understood that it was time for his brother to take a big step. That's why Veldora decided to take his leave to give them some privacy. Even though Veldora often acts like a child and fools around while being his usual self, which is acting like an idiot, underneath that behavior, he is a mature person who always thinks before acting. Now, he understood the importance of giving them some privacy, and that's why he left them. But before leaving, he didn't forget to encourage Rimuru. Go for it, buddy. I know that you will succeed in what you are going to do. Veldora exclaimed loudly before leaving. And in the end, he still acted like an idiot. Well, these things are normal for him. Despite Veldora's encouraging words, Rimuru couldn't help but shake his head at his friend's usual antics. You idiot lizard. Rimuru muttered under his breath, a mix of fond exasperation, amusement, and frustration. Haha, you know he's an idiot, right? So don't think too much about what he said, Rimuru said, laughing awkwardly. But Shizu didn't buy what Rimuru said. Instead, her gaze fixed on Rimuru with a thoughtful expression. Sigh. I guess now that Veldora has opened his mouth, I should also tell you, Rimuru said, sighing in defeat. Yes. Shizu gave her short answer, her demeanor calm but attentive, indicating her readiness to listen. After hearing Shizu's reply, Rimuru started to head towards the part of the garden where flowers were present. These flowers were brought here from all over the Tensura world by Ciel to create a perfect flower garden for them. Behind Rimuru, Shizu also followed him. Upon entering the flower garden, Rimuru selected some of the most beautiful flowers, which are Shizu's favorites. After gathering the flowers, he gestured for Shizue to come in front of him, and she complied with him. As Shizu stood in front of Rimuru, he looked at her with eyes full of love. "Shizu, there are a few things that I would like to tell you before the main event," Rimuru said, slowly kneeling in front of her. "Yes, go ahead," Shizu responded with a gentle smile, her heart fluttering with anticipation, as she finally grasped what was happening, and what Rimuru was thinking. "Well, you know, Shizu, before you came into my life, I had relationships with multiple women like Ciel, Velzard, and Chloe. But, you know, I always felt like I was missing something," Rimuru declared, his gaze unwavering as he poured his heart out. "And what is it?" Shizu asked, her voice barely above a whisper. Now she understood what Rimuru was planning to do, and after comprehending it, her eyes were also filled with the love she had for him. "It's you. You are the missing piece of my life. Since you came into my life, everything has felt whole. You complete me in a way I never knew was possible." Rimuru spoke softly, his eyes reflecting the depth of his love for Shizu. "After we started our journey together, our bond deepened into a beautiful relationship. We shared countless experiences, creating precious memories that I will cherish for all eternity," he continued, his voice filled with warmth and affection. "As we stayed together, I realized that I wanted to continue making memories with you by my side until the end. Your presence brings joy to every moment, and I can't imagine my life without you," Rimuru expressed, his words carrying the weight of his devotion and love for her. "I want to be with you forever. So let's spend the rest of our lives together," Rimuru said, pausing once again. After saying that, he stopped and brought a box from his imaginary space, opening it. It is a box of rings, or wedding rings, to be more precise. Inside the box are a pair of meticulously crafted wedding rings, each symbolizing the essence of Rimuru and Shizu's bond. The first ring, a bluish-silver colored ring with subtle streaks of black, is crowned with a radiant golden diamond. This ring represents Rimuru. The bluish-silver hue represents his bluish-silver hairs, while the intricate black hue mixed in represents his nothingness. The golden diamond atop the ring reflects his captivating golden eyes. The second ring features a warm reddish gold hue adorned with delicate black lines encircling it, and a blackish-colored diamond on top. This ring represents Shizu. The black-colored lines represent her black hair, and the reddish-gold color signifies her fiery golden flames, which also have some red tint in them. The blackish diamond atop the ring symbolizes the depth and allure of her enchanting black eyes. Together, these rings serve as tangible symbols of Rimuru and Shizu's deep connection and commitment to each other, with each element thoughtfully chosen to reflect their individuality and the depth of their love. "Even though my love for Ciel is greater than anyone else's, and it is absolute, no one will come closer to it, not even in the future still, I love you with the bottom of my heart, and that is the truth. So, will you do me the honor of becoming my wife? Shizu Izawa, I ask you here. Will you marry me and be my second wife?" Rimuru finally asked her. Upon hearing Rimuru's heartfelt words, tears of joy welled up in Shizu's eyes. This moment was one she had awaited all her life. Deep down, she had known that this day would come. During her first conversation with Ciel, she confided in her that Rimuru was already in love with her, and would soon confess his feelings. She even hinted that one day Rimuru would propose marriage to her. And now that long-awaited moment has arrived. In front of her stood Rimuru, asking her for marriage, to be his wife, and it filled her with indescribable happiness. Right now she is the happiest person in the world. When Rimuru admitted that he loved Ciel more than anyone, including her, it didn't make her jealous or resentful. She had long accepted the depth of their bond. Their love was absolute and unchanging, and it made her admire their relationship deeply. She understood that Rimuru and Ciel had been together since the beginning of their lives, loving each other unconditionally. Shizu had accepted this truth long ago, and Rimuru's declaration only reaffirmed her acceptance. It didn't affect her in the slightest. After hearing what Rimuru said, she also gathered her courage because she was going to accept it, because she wanted to marry him. She knew that there are still 3 women besides Ciel who want to marry Rimuru, and she also knew that one day Rimuru was going to ask them for marriage too. But she is also okay with it. Gathering her courage, she decided to express her acceptance not with words, but with a tender gesture. With a gentle smile, she leaned in, bringing her lips closer to his, closing the gap between them. In that moment, as their lips met, they shared a kiss brimming with affection and devotion, a kiss full of love. There is no lust in it, only love. It was a kiss filled with the depth of their love, a love that transcended words and surpassed any doubts or uncertainties. It was a kiss that spoke volumes, conveying their unbreakable bond and unwavering commitment to each other. "I love you, Rimuru. I love you from the bottom of my heart. I also want to marry you, so make me yours," Shizu confessed, her voice filled with sincerity and affection, after their tender yet long kiss. After hearing this, tears of joy welled up in Rimuru's eyes. Without wasting any time, he placed one ring on Shizu's ring finger, and Shizu reciprocated by placing a ring on Rimuru's finger beside the one already adorned with Ciel's ring. The wedding ring is beside Ciel's ring, symbolizing its significance as the second ring. After exchanging rings, Rimuru stood up and looked at her, his heart filled with love and gratitude. As of this moment, you are no longer Shizu Izawa. From now on, you will be known as Shizu Tempest, the embodiment of flames. The Flame Empress, my second wife. Second wife of Rimuru Tempest, the embodiment of nothingness. The ruler of void. Rimuru declared. Just as he said that, Shizu's body started to glow. SHT. Here we go again. Confirmed changing name from Shizu Izawa to Shizu Tempest successful. The true hero, the true spirit, Shizu Tempest, has been given the title by the supreme deity, the embodiment of nothingness. The ruler of void, which is the embodiment of flames. The Flame Empress. The voice of the world echoed in Shizu's mind, a voice also heard by two more individuals. Rimuru and Ciel. And guys, only Ciel is the one who is known as the wife of supreme deity, or the queen of all existence, or the mother of all existence creation, and no one else gets this title. Not even Shizu, his second wife, and not even his other wives, will come in the future. Because there will be only one person who could have this title, and that is Ciel. Because Shizu evolved into a true spirit, she is now akin to a monster with the essence of a divine human, an abstract existence. Due to this transformation, it became possible to name her, or in this case, rename her. And just like that, the new name Shizu Tempest became engraved on her soul, along with the title, the embodiment of flames. The Flame Empress. Additionally, her power increased slightly. It's not much because she has already reached her maximum potential. She can't get any stronger than this unless a certain supreme deity wills it. But with this increase in power, if she were to go all out without holding back, she might be able to defeat Rammus. However, the chances of that happening are lower than 47%. Additionally, the length of her hair increased, now reaching a little more than her lower back. Her facial features sharpened, and her beauty increased. Now, she is more beautiful than anyone, second only to Ciel in all of existence. I, the true spirit, the embodiment of flames. The Flame Empress, Shizu Tempest. I am the second wife of Rimuru-Tempest, the embodiment of nothingness. The ruler of void. I will forever remain by your side, Rimuru, as your second wife. So please take care of me, Shizu said after the light died down. It will be my pleasure. Rimuru responded eagerly, kissing her aggressively. Shizu didn't resist and responded to his kiss with her own. Before they could proceed further, Rimuru teleported them to their room. Soon, they engaged in some private activities. That night was one of the wildest nights of Shizu's life. And you know what they did, right? You dirty-minded people. As they disappeared, a person emerged from the place where he was hiding. It was Veldora. Kuhahaha. I knew you had it in you, Rimuru. I am proud of you, brother. Now, I also need some confidence because it will be my turn. Prepare yourself, Rammus, because I, the great mighty storm dragon Velzard Tempest, am coming. Veldora left the garden, saying something along with these lines. And guys, I don't know what he's talking about, but still, Rammus, you better prepare yourself. Time skip. Next day. It has been a day since Rimuru asked Shizu for marriage, and she agreed. Now they are a married couple. The following night was the hottest night for Shizu. If the sound barriers weren't present around the room, the sound of two women moaning loudly could be heard from almost half of the Jura forest. Two women were involved because Ciel, Rimuru's first wife, also joined them when they started their activities. Now, in that room, we can see Rimuru slowly waking up after sleeping for only an hour or so. On each side of him, two beautiful, naked women are sleeping. The beauty sleeping on the right side of him is his first wife, Ciel Tempest, and the beauty sleeping on the left side is his second wife, Shizu Tempest. And soon, he opened his eyes. The bastard is living his life and showing you how single you are. Rimuru Pav. As I slowly opened my eyes, I could feel some weight on both sides of my body. I looked down, only to see two naked women, one with silvery blue-colored hair, her face adorned with a serene, satisfied smile, and the other with black hair, her features similarly peaceful as she slept. A smile spread across my face as I recalled yesterday's events. I had asked Shizu for marriage, and she had accepted. How lucky I am to have these two ladies as my wives. Time to wake up, ladies, I gently said, trying to wake them up. Amachum some more time, master. Ciel said, still half asleep. So cute. Ah. Harder. Rimu ah. Shizu said, slightly moaning. What the hell is she dreaming? Do spiritual beings dream in the first place? Whatever it is, just forget it. No, it's time to wake up. We have work to do today, I said while gently shaking them. Is it morning already? Ciel asked as she woke up and sat on the bed, rubbing her eyes. Again, so cute. Yes, and Shizu, it's time to wake up, or else we are not going to do it tonight, I said to her, and finally, she woke up. Why is it morning already? Didn't we just sleep an hour ago or something? Shizu said, finally waking up. Yes, it's morning, and we slept only an hour ago because we were busy all night. You the one who didn't want to stop, even when I said that the sun would be up in an hour, I replied to her question. Oh, she only gave an oh while standing up from the bed. What's with that reaction? Women. I had fun last night, Shizu said as she went to the side of Ciel. Let's take a shower before we do anything, Ciel said as she and Shizu started to stretch their bodies. Oh my, is this heaven? Because I can clearly see the heavenly view of two goddesses. The golden rays of sunlight directly falling on their flawless skin make it shine, allowing me to see their perfect curves down to every single detail. And why are they smirking? Are they intentionally stretching their bodies in front of me like that? These sly wives of mine. Yeah, you are right. Let's take a shower first. I said that and started to head towards the bathroom. How's the view, master? Yes, Rimu, how was it? I think I heard some voices. It seems that my brain has stopped working because of witnessing the heavenly view. Wait, did I even have a brain in the first place? Whatever. I can see that they have also started coming into the bathroom behind me. Time skip. One hot bathroom threesome later. Phew, that was good. I think we need to take these kinds of showers daily. That was the best shower of my life, Shizu commented while drying her hair. Yeah, me too, Ciel agreed with her. Well, I think it's time to go, I said to them as I prepared to leave. I should take Veldora too because he is going to be Veldora's disciple in the future, so why not take Veldora with me to save them? Can I come too? Shizu asked after drying her hair. Yeah, why not? I agreed, seeing no harm in bringing her with us. And by the way, Ciel had just returned to my soul. Okay, let's go, I said as we started to head out. Chapter 38. Beetle and Blondie Demon Lord Skills. Rimuru. Right now, I am near the western part of the continent, close to the border of the Holy Empire of Riberios. This is the country that Veldora destroyed 250 years ago. Now, it seems to have stabilized and is maintaining itself quite well. I've also heard that they have formed some kind of council in the western nations. Shizu told me that they established this council to defend themselves from the looming menace of monstrous threats and the demons that attack the western nations per Guy's order. I've also heard that its place of operation is in Ingrassia, the nation where Shizu is famous as the Conqueror of Flames. It's a good thing that, up until now, Shizu has only revealed her first name, and not her full name. This way, when I establish my country and name it after my last name, people won't immediately make the connection between me and Shizu. I'm fine if they find out after we've established our nation and formed alliances with other nations. However, if they find out before then, who knows what they might do. Because humans are often delusional, they tend to believe what they think and act based on emotions. Considering all these things, there's a chance that some people might think that I kidnapped Shizu and come up with some absurd bullshit like that. Acting impulsively on their emotions, they might resort to attacking my country, and personally, I don't care what they do. However, I prefer they didn't attack my country because I have no desire to kill humans for unnecessary reasons. If I were to do something like that, there is a chance that they would all gather together and attack my country, and then I'd have to kill all humans in the world. And I don't want that, because even if they are the worst creatures in the entire existence, excluding some people, of course, Velda loved them, and always made sure that they wouldn't go extinct. I don't want to see his efforts go to waste. Besides, if I were to do something like that, he might get upset, whether he's in the afterlife or not. But who knows if he's in the afterlife. Still, I don't like the idea of upsetting him. So, it would be best if humans didn't know about my country for some time. Well, whatever happens in the future, I'll deal with it when the time comes. There's no point in thinking about it now. Right now, only Veldora is with me. Shizu was going to come, but she remembered that she needed to go to one of the human countries. They sent a letter to every country asking for help because there were some demons attacking them. I sent Diablo with her just in case. I don't know why, but I just felt like I should send him. Well, now we are almost there. We can teleport there in under a billionth of a second, but, you know, it's nice to fly sometimes. As we come closer to the border, I can see the destruction that is going on, as well as the battle between humans and demons. So Guy has sent demons from his lineage. Well, he is doing his job, so let them do their business, and I will do the thing that I came here for. Where are they? Where are they? Ah, found you. Ha. Why are there only 2 insects? There should be 3 some time ago. When the dimensional layer was distorted, I felt 3 individuals entering the material world. And now, only 2 are present. Where did the third one go? I clearly sense 3 individuals entering the material world from the other world, or we could say the Ciel world, or, to be more precise, the demi-spiritual. The demi-spiritual world is different from the semi-spiritual world, but at the same time, they share similarities. The semi-spiritual world possesses properties of both the physical and spiritual worlds, allowing mystic entities to exist there, while still being bound by physical rules. Similarly, the demi-spiritual world shares these properties, allowing mystical entities to coexist within its world, while being bound to physical laws. However, it is different from the semi-spiritual world, because it was not created by Veldanava when he created the world. The demi-spiritual world was created during the fight between Velda and the world-destroying dragon. Average. During their battle, the gap was formed between dimensions and dimensional layers, within which all the aura released by Ivrich during his fight with Velda is present. The demi-spiritual world is as large as, or slightly smaller than, the semi-spiritual world. This world is also connected to the dimension that Ivrich has sealed. The demi-spiritual world is also referred to as the cryptid world. This is because it is home to cryptids. Cryptids are beings that came into existence due to the leaking aura of Ivrich. Most of them are mindless beasts displaying a wide range of appearances, from mammals like foxes and rabbits to more exotic forms, such as insects like beetles and wasps. They seem to vary in size. While many start as small creatures, they possess the remarkable ability to grow into massive beasts over time. If a cryptid gains sufficient power and intelligence, it can undergo a transformative process, allowing it to assume humanoid form. These evolved cryptids are known as Magin. Cryptids hold significant power within the world's hierarchy, with some individuals demonstrating potential to become comparable to true dragons. This is why cryptids are considered one of the powerful races in the world. For example, there's Alanis. He is the king of all insectoids, the first intelligent cryptid born from Ivrich's leaking magicules. When he was first born, he didn't know what to do and was isolated in the cryptid world. When Velda visited that world, he discovered Zelanis, the lone cryptid displaying intelligence. An ever-curious Velda named him Zelanis, and thus the first insect was born. I don't know the current situation in the cryptid world or Zelanis' status, and I don't care about it either. Whether that world lives or dies, for all I care. Anyway, the main thing is, why are there only 2 individuals and not 3? Ciel, do you know about this? Yes, master. A few minutes earlier, one human came and took one of them with him. He chose the one who is not wounded too much, and since the insect that he had taken is less wounded than others, he took him. I see. Thanks for the information. Whatever happened is not my problem because the 2 who are present here are my future subordinates or the subordinates of my other variant from a different timeline. Anyway, they are going to be my subordinates in the future, so there is no point in thinking over it. Bro, are those the 2 that we came to take with us? Veldora asked, pointing towards the boulder under which they are hiding. Yes, and the one who looks like a beetle is going to be your disciple in the future, I told him. Actually, both of them, the beetle and the bee, are hiding under a boulder, and all the while, the beetle is protecting the bee. Well, for us, it doesn't matter if they are hiding under the boulder or not because we can see even under the boulder as clearly as day, thanks to universal sense. And from what I can see, both of them are pretty injured, to the point that the beetle is missing some of his body parts. Don't do something idiotic that will make them scared of us, I said to Veldora, because he tends to go overboard when he sees new people. Hey, I am not an idiot to act like an idiotic person, Veldora said it indignantly. Whatever, let's go. I just pretended like I didn't hear him and started to head towards them. Now that I think about it, there are a lot of lesser demons here, and even some greater ones too. And almost all of them belong to Guy's lineage, some from Rain's, and some from Miss Aries' lineage. I think Guy is just doing this out of boredom. Well, he can do whatever he wants, for all I care. As we went near them, I could see that the beetle was on high alert and doing his best to keep the bee safe. Are you hurt, little guy? I asked them as we approached. As I spoke, Veldora and I made our presence clear. Actually, because we were hiding our presence, they weren't aware of us until I spoke. Who are you? The beetle asked, all the while trying to hide the bee behind him and protect her from us. Are you here to hurt us? The bee asked from behind him. No, little guys. I am not here to hurt you. Instead, I am here to help you. I saw that you are in trouble, so I thought of helping you, I said to them, extending my hand for them to take. They seemed to be hesitant for a while, but after they talked with each other, the beetle finally took my hand, still showing caution around us, and trying to protect the bee behind him. Don't worry, guys. I would harm you, and it seems that you are injured. Let me fix you, I said. Before they could say anything, I lifted the beetle. I see, so some of his body parts are missing. What should I do? Wait, if I were to give him some of my magicules along with some arcane metal, then it should be enough. The arcane metal that is in my imaginary space is bathed in my aura, and if this metal, along with some of my magicules, were given to him, they would react with my magicules and act like a catalyst, fusing with his body. It's because if my magicules were to fuse with him, then the metal that reacts with my magicules will also react with his and fuse with it. And that will be good, and in this way, he will be strong too. Yes, that's what I am going to do now. Ciel, fix him. Fuse magicules along with some arcane metal, and make him as good as new. Understood. And just like that, Ciel repaired him in seconds. Now he's done, the only thing remaining is the bee. Come here, I said to her, and I took her. Well, she doesn't have that much damage, only slight injuries here and there, and her magic is low. This is not too much damage. I don't think I need to do the same thing that I did with the beetle. If I give her a name, then that will be enough to make her as good as new. You are in good condition compared to him, I said, and I put her beside the beetle. Would you like to be my subordinate? I asked them. Even though they are subordinates of my variants from other timelines, I would still like them to choose to serve me willingly rather than forcefully. Will we be safe? Will you protect us? The bee asked me. Yes, if you choose to become my subordinates, then I will protect you and even train you to become strong, I said to them. Will I be strong enough to protect her? The beetle asked. Yes, you will be strong enough to protect her, and not only her, but stronger than your father, I assured them. I knew both of them were Zelanis' children, and Zelanis himself was as strong as Velgrynd, or perhaps even stronger. In that case, we would like to become your subordinates. We will pledge our eternal and undying loyalty to you, our new master, Beetle and Bee both said and bowed. I see. As proof that from now on you're my subordinates, I will grant you names. You, the beetle, will be Zeun, and you, the bee, will be Apido, I declared and named them. And just like that, some of my magicules left me and engulfed them, and soon a cocoon was formed around them. What is this? Ciel. Master, because of naming and a high amount of magic that is given by us during the naming process, it triggered their evolution. And now they are in the process of evolution. In 1 week, their evolution will be complete. I see. If that's the case, then I should just teleport them to our place. Hey, Otaku-dragon, our work here is done, and after 1 or 2 weeks, you can start to train him, I said to Veldora as I teleported them to our place. I see, so let's go. I can't wait to show my future disciple my greatness, Veldora exclaimed. Yeah, do whatever you want. For now, you should head home and look after them. In the meantime, I will visit Guy, I said to Veldora, and started to fly towards the north. Actually, there's no major reason behind my sudden decision to go to Guy's place. It's just that it's been almost 10 years since I met Velz, and that's why I decided to visit his place today. But the main reason behind my visit is that I am just bored of staying in the forest for too long. Before long, I will be near the North American continent. I can sense the demons inside the place, and I can also sense Rain, Miseri, Velz, Guy, and wait, who's with Guy? So Leon is there as well. Well, no problem. It doesn't matter if he's here or not. I am not going for him anyway. But I should wear my mask. As I wore my mask, I entered the ice palace. It is as beautiful as I remember. And there they are, sitting on the balcony and drinking tea. Why is Guy acting like that? Don't tell me that Leon is his next prey. Rest in peace, Leon. Even though I don't know much about you and I don't want to know much about you either, you are still a great demon lord and a good-hearted person. So rest in peace, my fellow demon lord. Now that I look closely at him, I can see that he has Metatron, an angelic series skill. He doesn't seem that strong for an ultimate skill holder. Wait, am I the only one who thinks that he is weak, or has the world become this weak? Whatever. But this is not a good thing because what if he gets controlled by Blondie or the person who will wield Michael after him? Well, not my problem. Even if he comes in my way, then I will just crush him along with whoever ordered him. Simple as that. Wait, master, I have a suggestion. I have a bad feeling about this. What is it? How about we upgrade or evolve his skills? I knew she's up to something again. And why is that? I don't think that is necessary. Also, even if he gets controlled, then we will break the control circuit, or we can just kill him or whoever is in possession of Michael. Well, you are right, but I don't think that is a good idea because, in this way, there is a possibility that things will become boring again. Well, that is true, but I get it, but I don't get it. How will killing him or whoever is in possession of Michael make things boring? Well, if I were to tell you now, then it wouldn't be interesting anymore. What do you want to do exactly? Why do you want to upgrade his skills? Tell me. I don't know what you are talking about. It must be your imagination. Just say it. I know you were plotting something, didn't you? Fine. I just want to see if we integrate some extra skills into one ultimate skill, then that skill will evolve. That is a good point, and now I'm curious too. So let's do this. Fine, you win this time. Giving in. Haha. Smug voices. You planned this, didn't you? It's just your imagination, in Raphael's source. Don't act like this, you have emotions. I don't know what you are talking about. I just wanted to do some experiments. Last part in a very low voice. See, you said it yourself that you wanted to do experiments. No? It was just your imagination. You forget it, concealing defeat. He victory noises. An. Now, some may argue that Ciel is acting too independently and not fulfilling her role as Rimuru's skill. However, if you think that way, you are wrong because they are no longer masters and skilled. They are now husbands and wives, and their interactions reflect this. So, don't say that Ciel should revert back to her Mana's self, because that is not going to happen. I should just forget the conversation I had with Ciel. Yeah, that would be good. How have you been, Guy? I said this after sneaking up behind him, trying to scare him, and in the process making my presence known. Who? Yo, it's you, huh? I was going to attack, thinking that someone just snuck into my place, Guy said, approaching me, and we exchanged handshakes before fist bumping. Well, it's fun to mess with you, I said jokingly as I sat down on one of the chairs. So what's the reason behind you coming here? Is it Velzard? Guy asked me. Well, yes and no. Don't tell her, but yesterday I married my second wife, I said to Guy in a very, very low voice, because if Vels finds out that I am here to fool around and not to see her, she will eat me alive. Well, you are going to die soon. Good luck, and I hope you will survive, Guy said, showing sympathy to me. Yeah, I hope too, I agreed with him. Who is this? Someone said in the middle of our conversation. Ah, Leon, I almost forgot about you. You can ask whatever you want. After all, how can I not answer your questions? Guy said it to Leon in a very weird way that I don't want to describe. Yep. Now that it's confirmed, Leon is Guy's next target. I don't want your weird talk. Just tell me who this person is, Leon said to Guy in a cold and irritated voice. This guy definitely has some balls to talk to like this. He is a special person, and I can't tell you about him, at least not right now. But remember this. If you go against him, then I have to end you, even if I have to throw my desires away, Guy said to Leon in a serious voice. Third person Pav. As Guy said that, the room became silent. Rimuru didn't care about what Guy said, so he just sat in his place as if nothing had happened. I also sat as if nothing had happened. For him, saying something like this was natural. Even though Guy was attracted to Leon, he was still good friends with Rimuru. I became friends with Rimuru shortly after his birth, and they are very good friends. Rimuru's tendency to intimidate or scare him is a totally different thing, but still, he respects Rimuru a lot. And by a lot, it means a lot. And that's why, for him, saying things like this is natural. And there's one more reason, and that is that he doesn't want to anger Rimuru by any means. The thing is, Leon has come to his place. If by any chance, Leon angers Rimuru, then Guy will also have to face an angry Rimuru, and he doesn't want to see Rimuru angry again. Right now, Leon is the most shaken person among them, and it's because of what Guy has just said. It's because he had never thought that someone like Guy could say that he would kill someone for someone else. And this shocked him to his very core. Not only that, but the fact that the person Guy mentioned he would kill for going against, is the very same person who came with Storm Dragon Veldora to his place 14 years ago. Right now, that person and Guy are talking and acting like old acquaintances, and that made Leon more wary of this person. But despite all of his thoughts, he decided to keep his mouth shut, at least for this time, because who knows what will happen if he says something that might accidentally make them angry. A wise choice indeed. Don't scare him like that, Rimuru told Guy after sensing that Leon was disturbed. Well, that wasn't my initial thought, but I guess my way of talking was a bit rough, Guy said, not caring much about what he said. Well, aside from that, you're Leon, right? It seems that you have Metatron. Rimuru said this to Leon after getting confirmation of his name. Right now, Leon is in a state of shock, wonder, and fear. It's because when Rimuru said his skill's name, Leon was shocked to his very core. First, he is shocked at how someone is able to find out about his ultimate skill. From his perspective, it is impossible because he has never told anyone about his ultimate skill. Heck, he didn't even tell anyone that he had any ultimate skill in the first place. Secondly, he is pondering that this world is not small, but big, far bigger than he could have imagined. And in this world, someone like Rimuru exists with such terrifying power to tell people's skills with just one glance. Lastly, he is filled with fear at the thought of what people like Rimuru could do with such power. Just contemplating the destruction they can cause makes him shudder. And now the exact same person is in front of him, looking at him, and talking with him. If he said something wrong, then no one would come to his aid, not even Guy. This fact made him more fearful of the current situation. But still, he gathered his courage to talk because if he didn't answer them, the chances of the person in front of him becoming angry would increase, and he doesn't want that. Well, yes, I have that skill. But how did you know about it? Leon asked Rimuru, but the fear and curiosity in his voice were sensed by Guy and Rimuru. Dude, now you are scaring him a lot more than I did. And you, Leon, don't think about this too much because these things are normal for him, Guy said to both of them. Now, Leon is more curious about this person's identity because Guy has never talked to anyone in this way before. Leon is seeing Guy act so casually with someone for the first time, which makes him more curious about this mysterious person's identity. Well, I am not scaring him or anything, I just asked him. And as for you, Leon, I know many more things enough that you can't even comprehend those things, so just don't think too much about that. Consider this as a way of starting a good relationship, I guess, Rimuru said, giving Ciel the signal to start Leon's ultimate skill evolution, or, we can say, integration. Actually, Rimuru doesn't care about starting a good or bad relationship with Leon. He doesn't give a damn shit about Leon or anyone besides the people close to him. For him, whether they live or die doesn't matter, but he needs an excuse to evolve his ultimate skill. He could evolve Leon's skill without telling him, or even if they knew it was his doing, he could make them shut up with his power. But that's not Rimuru's way of doing things. He doesn't like to abuse the power he has too much. He abuses his power on some occasions, but not for something as trivial as evolving someone's skill. So he just said that. After receiving the signal from Rimuru, Ciel happily began her experiment. I, the goddess Ciel-Tempest, order you, the voice of the world, to integrate the extra skills thought acceleration, chant annulment, multi-layer barrier, spatial domination, demon lord's haki, and universal sense, into individual Leon Cromwell's ultimate skill, Purity King. Metatron. Ciel, do you really need to use skills like demon lord's haki, universal sense, and chant annulment? Aren't those some of the most powerful skills, even if they fit into the extra skills category? Is it really necessary to use those skills? Yes, Master, it is needed because if the skills are not powerful enough, then they wouldn't be able to evolve into the ultimate skill. Additionally, Metatron doesn't have any sub-skills. The user of Metatron only gets the ability to purify and use energy in its purest state, along with the ability to wield spiritrons. However, there's a drawback. The user can't use it to its full potential due to the risk of collateral damage. If we just alter the skill, then there's only a 50-50 chance that it will evolve. So, in this way, these integrated skills will become the new skills sub-skills, and the previous power of Metatron will be more refined. Metatron will evolve into a new skill. But still, I think it is too much for him. Anyway, what happened is happening, and now I am interested to see the Metatron's evolution and the new skills that will come with the evolution. After receiving the order from Ciel, the voice of the world echoed in Leon's mind. Order received. Integrating extra skills thought acceleration, chant annulment, multi-layer barrier, spatial domination, demon lord's haki, and universal sense into individual Leon Cromwell's ultimate skill Purity King. Metatron was successful. Purity King. Metatron has evolved into the ultimate skill Brilliance King. Surya. That fulfills the order. As the voice of the world announced that Metatron's integration was complete, the ultimate power within Leon changed, his skill refined, and he became more powerful than before. Seeing the sudden increase in his power and his skill getting altered and evolved, Leon couldn't contain his thoughts anymore, and in a state of shock, he let those thoughts out. Who are you? What are you? How did you do that? How did you know about my skill? How did you change it? What are you? Leon said all of this in a shocked voice. Easy, Leon. Take it easy. Something like this is normal for him. For the time being, you should return to your place because you seem pretty distressed, Guy said to Leon, seeing him out of character. I think that too, Leon said, preparing to leave. Misery. Guy called his mate. Yes, Guy-sama, Misery answered Guy and appeared in front of him, bowing. Go and escort Leon to his place. Guy ordered Misery to escort Leon. Yes, Guy-sama. Misery once again bowed and left with Leon. Well, his reaction was certainly funny, Rimuru commented to no one in particular. You sure have a tendency to play with people's skills, Guy said to him as they both took a sip of their wine that Rain had just served them. Well, it was not entirely my plan, but I do enjoy people's funny reactions, Rimuru replied to him. They were about to continue their conversation, but the sudden decrease in temperature stopped them. And why aren't you the one enjoying yourself? Velzard said it in a sickly sweet voice, with a smile on her face that didn't reach her eyes. First, you didn't visit me for nearly 10 years, and even after coming here, you were fooling around, Velzard said, now standing in front of Rimuru while he sweated. Well, you see, Rimuru tried to say something, but he was unable to come up with any excuse. So, after failing to come up with an excuse, Rimuru glanced at Guy for help, but Guy just turned his head in the opposite direction, staring into the sky from the open balcony. And today's stars look pretty, right, Rain? Guy said, pretending he hadn't seen Rimuru glancing at him. I ain't going to talk with her when she is angry. Go deal with your problem by yourself. You are the strongest after all. These were Guy's thoughts. You traitor, and how are you seeing stars when it is still day outside, plus there's an ice storm going on? These were Rimuru's thoughts. Well, let's go to my room and have a detailed talk, Veld said as she dragged Rimuru into her room. From that day on, no one saw Rimuru and Velzard for a week. When they finally appeared, Velzard had a satisfied look, but as for Rimuru, his mood was so happy that anyone who saw him for at least a month after that week thought that he had just seen something heavenly, or that he had done something that most people would die for. Chapter 39. Titanic Strength. The second strongest subordinate's mighty power. It has been 50 years since I rescued Zeun and Apido, and some interesting things have happened in this short amount of time. Like after Velz took me to her room, we had an intense sex session, and later it turned into an intense threesome that lasted for a week. After that, I returned to my place. Then, I asked Ciel about the new skill that Leon had acquired. She told me that the new skill has all the extra skills integrated into it for it to evolve as a sub-skill. Additionally, it has two new sub-skills, which are energy purification and spiritual particle manipulation. The sub-skill energy purification gives him the ability to use energy in its purest form. The sub-skill spiritual particle manipulation gives him the ability to wield spiritrons without any collateral damage, and allows him to go all out. Actually, his subskill spiritual particle manipulation is similar to Shizu's spiritual particle domination, but at the same time different because his subskill is inferior to Shizu's. It's because the skills that have manipulation in them are inferior and weaker than the skills that have dominance in them. For example, space-time manipulation and space-time domination are the same but different. Space-time domination gives the user complete control over the elements of space and time. However, space-time manipulation is different. It grants the user the ability to manipulate and utilize the elements of space and time, but it depends on the user's proficiency in the skill. On the other hand, with space-time domination, proficiency doesn't matter, which is why space-time domination is superior and stronger than space-time manipulation. Furthermore, the evolution of space-time manipulation is space-time domination, which also proves that space-time manipulation is inferior and weaker than space-time domination. The same principle applies to law dominance and law manipulation. In law manipulation, the user needs sufficient information, knowledge, and affinity with scientific and magical laws to manipulate them effectively. Otherwise, the user wouldn't be able to unleash its full potential. However, in law dominance, it's different. Here, while the user still requires information, it's not always necessary. Moreover, the user has absolute control over the laws of the world, whether from a magical or scientific perspective. This control extends from the basic elements of earth, water, fire, wind, and space down to properties like gravity, heat, and inertia. Additionally, the evolution of law manipulation is law dominance. The same principle applies to every skill that has manipulation in it. They are inferior and weaker than the skills that have dominance in them. Additionally, the evolution of every skill that has manipulation in it is the skill that has dominance in it. However, it doesn't apply to intrinsic skills, because even if the intrinsic skill has manipulation and dominance in it, the performance and power will be the same. So, here, Leon's spiritual particle manipulation is weaker than Shizu's spiritual particle dominance. Nevertheless, it still grants him the ability to use spiritrons, and additionally removes the risk of collateral damage, allowing him to go all out. Well, that's all about Leon's skills. After returning to my place, I found out that Zeun and Apido had completed their evolution process, and had now taken humanoid form. After that, the only thing they did was train. However, I stopped Apido and gave her the job of gathering nectar from flowers to make honey. But still, she trained. And now, she has become strong enough that if I gave her enough souls, then she could evolve into a true demon lord. However, I didn't do that because I don't think she is ready to become a true demon lord right now. Also, as of this moment, there isn't any need for her to evolve. Right now, she has one unique skill, and that is Motherly Queen. It gives her the ability to create more insects and control them, along with other insects. Currently, her race is called Star Wasp. If she ever evolves into a true demon lord or undergoes another type of evolution, then her race will become Divine Wasp, the highest type of insector. And about Zeun, he has become strong, just as I suspected. Right now, he is strong, at least as strong as Velgrynd, or slightly weaker or stronger than her. We can say that currently, they are at stalemates. It all started when he took on humanoid form. After assuming a humanoid form, he asked us to make him strong. He wanted to become strong to protect Apido and to be useful to me. And Veldora only needed that. From that point on, Veldora made him his disciple. He trained him, taught him his Veldora-style killing arts, and all of his martial arts techniques that he knows, excluding our Tempest arts, of course. This 1.5 years later, he was ready to evolve into a true demon lord. So, I gave him sufficient souls to evolve, and he did. Right after evolving, he was at least stronger than Dino when he was in his restricted form. And soon after his evolution, Ciel started to do experiments on him. She tricked me into that trap. Actually, when he was ready to evolve into a true demon lord just after 1.5 years, I started to think that he might surpass Diablo. At that time, Ciel baited me into her trap. She said to me that Zeun has the potential to become as strong as the true dragons, but he can't surpass Diablo. After hearing her, my ever-competitiveness started to take over. And in the heat of the conversation, she made a bet with me. If Zeun was unable to become stronger than Diablo in the next 48.5 years, meaning until today, then I would have to do anything she said. The same went for Ciel. If Zeun surpassed Diablo by today, then she would have to do anything I said. Even though I knew that it was almost, if not completely, impossible for Zeun to surpass Diablo, I still acted stupidly and accepted the bet. And now, I am at a loss because Zeun has not become stronger than Diablo. Now I have to do one thing that she will say. I wonder what she will ask me to do. Whatever, I'll think about that later. And when he evolved into a true demon lord, he gained an ultimate skill called Illusion King. Mephisto. It is an illusion type skill that allows him to use the strongest illusions and illusion type magic. His illusions are even able to trap the likes of true dragons, though not for a long time. After his evolution into a true demon lord, Zeun became a spiritual being, well, not completely a spiritual being, but a demi-spiritual being. Actually, Zeun is a unique case of a divine nature considered a demi-spiritual life form. Though he is a spiritual life form in spirit, the presence of his fully material body classifies him as a demi-spiritual life form, similar to Deathman. This classification does not negatively impact his combat capabilities, as his exoskeleton is made of Hihirkane, the ultimate metal. But, well, the spiritual being thing is also solved because later he became a supreme chaos spirit and reached a new level of strength, rivaling that of a true dragon. And after his evolution into a true demon lord, and because of my magic within him, Zeun was capable of using turn null energy. So Diablo and Ciel gave him some tips on how to borrow and use turn null energy from me, and now he is capable of using turn null energy. A short time after his evolution, Guy and Dino visited us. They visited us because when I visited Guy's place years ago, I told Guy to come to my place and, if possible, bring Dino too, so we could have a boys' party. And he did come and bring Dino too. We had a boys' party, and at the party, Guy, Veldora, Dino, and I were present, and we had a lot of fun together. We ate, drank, and enjoyed ourselves. Well, it's an entirely different thing that after that party, Ciel and I had a good talk, and I slept on the sofa for half the week. And a typical husband and wife scene. But hey, we have to lose something in order to gain something, right? And at that party, when we were drunk, Guy and I made a bet that Zeun was stronger than Dino. You know how it is when boys get drunk, they do things they didn't think they would do. So, our ever-lazy Dino also said that he would fight Zeun and defeat him. The next day, when he came back to his senses, he denied that he had agreed to the battle and tried to run away. But Guy and I didn't let him go. We talked to him, or rather, threatened him, and made him fight Zeun. In the first half of the fight, when Dino was still in his restricted form, Zeun was the one who dominated the fight. But when Dino transformed into his true form and body, he started to dominate the fight. However, the battle became interesting when Zeun punched Dino in the stomach, causing him to lose his grip on his sword, which fell from his hand. And when Zeun took his sword to return it, something unexpected happened. The thing is, Dino's sword, Crumbling Fangs, accepted Zeun as its new master, and altered itself to fit Zeun's fighting style, transforming into a form of shining wings that merged with Zeun. With this, Zeun's new power, Crumble Wings, was born. When that happened, we were all surprised because it was Dino's sword, and we wondered how the sword accepted Zeun as its new master. But Dino wasn't surprised at all. Instead of being surprised, he just chuckled lightly and said, "It seems that Crumbling Fangs recognized you easily." "I wasn't recognized as the Lord after all," Dino said and continued, "Take it. You can have it. I wasn't recognized by it up until now, so I wasn't able to use it to its full potential. But now it has recognized you, so you can do what I was unable to. Let's see who can win this fight," he said, and they continued their battle. And even after getting Dino's sword, Zeun was being beaten by Dino without much effort. It was as if the loss of one high mythical grade sword didn't affect him in the slightest, and Dino mercilessly beat Zeun to the point where he was on the brink of death. But when Zeun started to borrow some of his turn null energy from me, the tides of battle changed quickly. It's because after he started to use turn null energy, his body started to glow in rainbow colors, and soon all of his exoskeleton transformed into Hihirkane, the ultimate and strongest metal. Actually, when I replaced parts of his body and fixed him, I only used Hihirkane metal for the parts where his body was extremely injured. For the other parts, I used adamantite, the lesser version of Hihirkane metal, or the previous form of Hihirkane metal. Also, there's another factor. Up until that point, the Hihirkane metal didn't accept Zeun. As you should all be aware, when mythical grade metals such as Hihirkane reach their peak, they become awakened. It's something akin to the voice of the world, as if they have their own consciousness, but not their own ego or will. The live example of this would be Dino's sword, Crumbling Fang, which has its own consciousness but not its own will, and because of that, it didn't accept Dino as its master. So when he used turn null energy to its full capacity, his exoskeleton transformed completely into Hihirkane. Not a single part was adamantite. And after that, all of the Hihirkane metal accepted him as his master. Also, taking advantage of the situation, Ciel conducted one more experiment on Zeun. That time, Zeun evolved into a supreme chaos spirit, making him a being who reached a new level of strength rivaling that of a true dragon. With him evolving into a supreme chaos spirit, his previous problem of being a spiritual being is also solved. Now, he is in existence equivalent to a true dragon. When that happened, I don't know why, but Guy suddenly stopped time and started to ask me questions about how Zeun became strong like this, and what kind of power he used. I just told him that he borrowed power from me and nothing more. It's not a total lie, though. But the good thing that happened from Guy stopping time is that Zeun and Dino analyzed the suspended world during our conversation and learned how to move in it. They became digital nature, and now they are able to move in the suspended world. After they became digital nature, Zeun was the one who dominated the fight and won the battle. Furthermore, his evolution into a supreme chaos spirit has enhanced his ultimate skill too. Zeun's ultimate skill, Illusion King. Mephisto, has the essence of illusion and water dominance. Because of this essence, it enhances Zeun's control over water magic, and makes his illusion-type attacks 100 times stronger. For example, one of the sub-skills of his ultimate skill, Fantasy World, when Zeun acquired his ultimate skill newly and didn't have perfect control over it, was before him becoming a supreme chaos spirit. At that time, this skill only allowed him to create an illusionary world where he could trap people for some time, because he didn't have good control over that skill. But after becoming a supreme chaos spirit, it boosted his ultimate skill, and after mastering it, he is now able to use this skill to its full potential. Now, he can create an illusionary world where he can trap true dragons easily, but not for a long period of time. Now, his illusionary world has undergone significant enhancement. It's so potent that it's practically impossible for a non-God series ultimate skill user to discern whether they are in Zeun's illusionary world or under his illusionary magic. However, individuals like Diablo, who have wielded ultimate skills for thousands of years and have completely mastered their abilities, can detect it. So far, only 4 individuals fit into that category: Diablo, Dino, Blondie Hero Rudra, and Zelanis. Also, Rammus, who is a master in magic, whether it be spirit magic or other forms of magic, including primitive magic, can also tell if she is in Zeun's illusionary world or illusionary magic. However, all of these individuals are stronger than Zeun, so it's likely that he will win against them, except for Dino, who is now weaker than Zeun after his evolution into a supreme chaos spirit, and Zelanis. I think Zelanis and Zeun are equal, or maybe Zeun is stronger. I can't tell precisely because I haven't seen Zelanis for more than 10 million years. But from what I know, Zeun and Zelanis might be equal. Seriously, if Zeun hadn't evolved, he would have lost the fight, and I would have lost the bet. I am 1000% sure that Dino was going to win that fight with mid-difficulty. Also, during this period of time, Zeun has evolved his sub-skills into his ultimate skill. For instance, space-time manipulation has evolved into space-time domination, and weather and light manipulation has evolved into weather and light domination. Now, his skill is like this. Illusion King. Mephisto. Sub-skills. 1. Thought Acceleration. Accelerates the user's thought processing speed up to a factor of 1,000,000. 2. Chant Annulment. Eliminates the need for chanting when using magic. 3. All of Creation. The ability to comprehend any non-concealable phenomena in this world. 4. Universal Sense. Universal Sense allows for the perception of nearly all things within a wide radius. It is an enhanced version of Magic Sense with superior sensory capabilities, allowing the user to perceive not only light and sound, but also smell and heat in an extremely wide radius. 5. Demon Lord's Haki. It combines the effects of the extra skills Haki and Magic Aura, and allows the user's aura to exert a powerful spiritual pressure over their targets, and inflict them with potentially lethal magical effects. It is possible for one to immediately perish if they are too weak, or it can cause one to lose their sanity. 6. Space-time Domination. It allows the user complete control over the elements of space and time, allowing them to perform space-time connection and instant motion easily. 7. Multi-dimensional Barrier. It is a barrier-type skill that achieves absolute defense through the utilization of an always-active multi-layer barrier, in combination with Dimension Fold, the upgraded version of Distortion Field. It boasts a foolproof defense against physical, elemental, and emission-type attacks. While there are attacks that could potentially break it, if the user is able to analyze the nature of the oncoming attack, they can adjust the barrier to block it. Its performance is above that of even Uriel's Absolute Guard. 8. Spiritual Domination. Allows the user complete control over a target's thoughts and emotions. 9. Water and Thunder Domination. Allows the user complete control over the weather and thunder. Also, the user can manipulate weather and thunder to their will. 10. Fantasy World. The ability to create an illusionary world where the user has absolute control over everything. The illusionary world is strong enough that it is impossible for a non-God series user to tell that they are in the illusionary world. Additionally, individuals who have been holders of ultimate skills for thousands of years and have mastered their skills can detect that they are in the illusionary world. Also, during this period of time, he has mastered his ultimate skill. Additionally, he has learned how to borrow turn null energy properly without harming himself and use it effectively. Considering all of this, I can say that right now he is as strong as Velgrynd, but still, I believe that Velgrynd had the upper hand in the actual battle. Now, Ciel has started to call Zeun her masterpiece. Well, she is not wrong, Zeun is her masterpiece. Also, when Shizu and I married, and I, in a way, named her Shizu-Tempest, she got a little boost in power. It's not too much, but it's still a boost. With this boost, she can defeat Guy and others, but with mid to extreme difficulty. As for Rammus, I can't say anything because it depends on the situation. But still, I think that Rammus will win the fight with extreme difficulty. Also, a few years ago, Shizu left me. Actually, when her 2 students got summoned to this world, she said that she had to guide them. That's why she left me to teach those kids how to survive in this world. Additionally, a few years ago, 2/3 years, Chloe got summoned to this world as well. Well, it's not actually summoning, seeing how her soul traveled through time, but we can say that she got summoned. So now, Shizu is teaching them. In the future, when Shizu returns to me, giving the excuse of going to find a way to save the children, we will go and save them together. And today is the day when I will take my first step towards building my kingdom. Chapter 40. Laying Foundations. The first step in kingdom building. Rimuru. Well, things about Zeun are interesting, and he has become so strong in such a short amount of time. It's all happening just as I thought it would. Now, it is time for me to start making my kingdom. Let's see, what do I need to do first? First thing, make Veldora disappear. Second, wait for almost 90 days, then meet goblins, make them my subordinates, name them, and finally, go to Dworgen. Well, this will do. So, first things first, and that is to make Veldora disappear. As I was thinking about that, I entered the living room, and there he is reading his manga, and Cherries is cleaning the room. Cherries is Ifrit, the fire spirit that we brought here from Leon when we rescued Shizu. Well, actually, after Veldora beat him and made him submit to us, we named him and made him our subordinate. Since then, he has been serving as Veldora's assistant, or, you could say, as Veldora's caretaker. He trains with Veldora from time to time, and because of that, he has become strong enough to rival an awakened demon lord, if that demon lord doesn't have any ultimate skill. Currently, he doesn't have any ultimate skill, and I don't think that in the future, he will be able to acquire an ultimate skill easily because, right now, his soul and will are not strong enough to handle an ultimate skill. So, currently, he only has a unique skill, and that is the unique skill Inferno. This skill gives him complete control over the flame element and a few other abilities. His skill is like this. Unique skill. Inferno. Subskills. 1. Thought acceleration. Raises thought processing speed by thousands of times. 2. Multi-layer barrier. Multiple ranging barriers are linked with various resistances to create a multi-layer barrier. It's a thin, colorless, invisible coating covering the body. It is a barrier consisting of several layers, but still so thin that magic sense can only barely spot it. It doesn't require much magical power to keep going. Once it is summoned, it barely consumes any at all. Even if it gets destroyed, the user can just recreate it instantly. 3. Flame domination. It allows the user complete control over fire and flame elements. 4. Flame hockey. It can be used in two ways. First, it allows the user to exert spiritual pressure over targets in the surrounding area, freezing their bodies in place, and bending them to the user's will. This effect can be applied to the user's aura or just their words. The only way to overcome this without exerting hockey of one's own is through sheer willpower. Second, when normal hockey is being used, it is possible to convert the area under the hockey's range into flames, making the place a living, burning hell with a temperature of more than 1000 degrees centigrade. It is also possible to cover this hockey with weapons or body parts, while fighting to make attacks more effective and deadly. With this skill, he also knows some techniques from Veldora's style killing arts, like Burning Bullet and Draconic Flare. And right now, his race is called Flame Lord, the evolved race of Ifrit. Actually, Ifrit is not a name but a race, and all fire spirits are called Ifrit. With all of this, his existence value is around 2.7 million. So, considering all of this and his skills, not unique and ultimate skills, I could say that he is as strong as an awakened demon lord without an ultimate skill. And right now, Cherries is as strong as his canon self in Elendville. 21 are slightly stronger than his canon self. Without an ultimate skill, if that demon lord possesses one, then they could defeat Cherries. However, even with some difficulty, Cherries could still be overcome. This is due to the universal law in this world, stating that a unique skill holder cannot defeat an ultimate skill holder. While there are exceptions to this rule, the likelihood of such an event is extremely rare, perhaps 1 in a million. Nevertheless, despite not being an awakened demon lord or anything similar, Cherries has undoubtedly grown strong. Anyway, let's set aside those things. My primary objective here is to make Veldora disappear, so let's focus on that task and not on something else. Hey, old man, I greeted Veldora as I went near him. Yo buddy. Veldora also greeted me back, and we fist bumped. Actually, at the start, it felt embarrassing to fist bump like this, but after so many years of living together, it's become a natural gesture for us. So now, it doesn't feel embarrassing anymore, and we always fist bump. Good morning, Lord Rimuru. Cherries greeted me while bowing. Good morning to you too, Cherries, I greeted him back. So, what's the occasion today? You seem to be in a good mood. Veldora asked me as he resumed reading his manga. Well, today is the day when I start to build our kingdom, I said to Veldora, capturing his attention. Hoo-hoo, so today is the day, huh? If there's anything I can do, just tell me, Veldora said after thinking for a moment. Actually, I had told Veldora that I was going to build my kingdom 2000 years after meeting Chloe. Well, there's one thing that you can do. No, there's one thing that only you can do, I said to him. Now he is looking at me like a child eager to help his parents. See, it's time to show my greatness. Kahahaha, tell me what it is, he said, acting like his usual self. Oh, not too much. You just have to die. Simple as that, I said in a calm yet somewhat serious voice. Just dying, hakuhahaha, such a simple job. Wait, what? At first, Veldora didn't understand and went on like his usual self, but when my words registered in his mind, he suddenly shouted at me. Hahaha, this is funny. I should play with him a little more. Sorry, buddy. But you have to die for the sake of my future kingdom. But don't worry, I'll make a big statue in your memory, and also name my kingdom after you, like the Great Veldora City or Mighty Storm City or something great like that, I said to him. And now he's panicking. Haha. You aren't joking, right? Right. Say something, Veldora asked me a few times, but I didn't answer and just looked at him sympathetically. Why would I lie to you, buddy? I asked him, emphasizing the word buddy. Well, if that's the case, then it's fine, I guess. You are my brother, Rimuru, and for your sake, my death is not a very big price. So, dude, I don't mind, and don't worry, I am not angry at you for doing this. But I am sad that, in the future, we won't be able to spend time together. Still, don't worry because I will live on in our name as Tempest and in you, Veldora said to me in a sad yet contented voice. After hearing this, I couldn't stop myself, and some tears welled up in my eyes. Before he could even blink, I embraced him. You idiot. Why did you have to be so serious all of a sudden? Where did my idiot brother go, the one who didn't take anything seriously except manga and training? How could you even think that I would let you die? Aren't we brothers? I will give eternal suffering at the hands of Azathoth to anyone who even thinks of harming you, you gullible idiot Veldora. I said to him in a somber yet angry voice. I don't know why, but I felt sad and angry at the same time when I talked to Veldora. I think it's because the thought of someone harming Veldora made me angry. I know, brother. I know that you would never do anything like that to me, but if it was for you, then it's nothing. And don't just leak your hockey like that. The Jura forest and the surrounding countries are already destroyed, you know. If you're thinking of a competition to see who can destroy more things, then let me demonstrate my new technique. It can destroy, Veldora said to me, acting like his usual self and starting to explain his new technique. Here's the corrected and improved version. Oops. I guess because of my anger, I accidentally leaked my hockey a little. Retracted. Retracted. Okay, now all the leaking hockey has stopped. I should also restore all the destruction that happened because of my accidental hockey release. Ciel, make everything like it was before, and make sure to erase all the memories of the destruction caused by my hockey release from everyone in the world except Veldora. And thanks for minimizing the damage. Okay. But seriously, Master, you should be more careful about these things. I'll just ignore that for now. Now that's done, I should stop Veldora before he continues with his explanation. That's enough, big guy. I understand your new technique, and maybe in the future we can try it, so don't worry. And just forget about the whole dying thing. What I mean is that now you have to completely hide your presence, as if you have died. Also, if you want, you can stay in my imaginary space for almost a year, then you can come to my country, or you can just stay in our house, I said to him. What do you mean by staying in the house? And why can't I come to your kingdom for almost a year? Veldora asked me while hiding his presence. Well, about that I started to explain to him my plan for building my kingdom. Actually, I don't want Veldora to come to my kingdom for at least 1 year, because we have become accustomed to living in our luxurious house, and enjoying a luxurious life. My kingdom won't have these luxuries for almost a year, so that's why I suggested he stay in my imaginary space or house. Well, if that's the case, then I'll stay in our house with cherries, and you can do things in the meantime, Veldora said to me after thinking for a moment. Okay then. Soon, our kingdom will arise, I said to Veldora, and I started to head outside. Now the disappearance of Veldora is done. So now I need to wait 90 days, and then I can start by recruiting goblins. But I will need an army in the future. Also, if I am right, then my variant has all 4 remaining primordials as his subordinates. So that's settled. Diablo. As I reached the garden, I called for Diablo. Yes, my lord. He appeared in front of me and bowed. I have a task for you, I said to him. Yes, Rimuru-sama, tell me, what is it? I will do it to the best of my capabilities, he said with his ever-polite manner. The work is due 90 days later today. Go and recruit Testa, Career, and Ultima. If they resist, then you have permission to do whatever you want, just don't kill them. Also, recruit at least 1,000 archdemons. It doesn't matter what lineage they belong to, just don't recruit anyone from Guy, Miseri, or Rain's lineage. Additionally, in the underworld, go to my territory and bring Tom and Jerry too. And make sure to recruit this specific demon that belongs to your lineage as well. After that, gather all of them in one place in hell and wait for my signal to come, I ordered him. Actually, the one from Diablo's lineage is the one that I am going to give Ramrus as her subordinate. Understood, my lord, he said while kneeling. And in the meantime, go and tell Shizu that the time has come. I also gave him this order. I will go to Lady Shizu at once and deliver your message, Diablo said, leaving for Shizu's place. Ciel, send a thought communication to Zeun and Apido and tell them to come here. Already done it, Master. Also, Master, it seems that he is in trouble and needs help. Why? What happened? Wasn't he doing fine until yesterday? Well, yes, but it seems that he is having a duel with milf, and milf has gone berserk. Ah, not that again. Hey, but wait, this is a good opportunity to make ourselves known. What do you think about this, Ciel? Yes, that is a good idea. And this is the most logical time to approach him. But if we don't visit him, will he be able to stop milf? Yes, but as of right now, it will be extremely difficult for him. I see. He is a good source of entertainment, and I don't want him to end this early. So we should visit him. Well, if the master wants them, we can do that. Yosh, so then in these 90 days where we don't have anything to do, we will visit him. Okay. Yeah, it will be like an adventure before we start to build our kingdom. It will be so fun. Sigh. Hey. I am not a child. I didn't say you were a child. Oh, my bad, my bad. But still, I am not a child. Yes, master is a fully grown adult. Happy. Thanks. Sigh. I am just going to ignore her this time. Well, this person I am talking about is one of my variants. Some time ago, when I was bored and had nothing to do, I started to look into how my variants were doing. I wanted to know about their lives, what they are like, and how they are faring. Finally, I found this variant. So far, he is very interesting. When he died and got reincarnated, he acquired almost the same skills as mine, with a few differences. And so far, his journey is also interesting. I have seen his journey from the start up until now, and he has experienced many different things, like witnessing Shizu's death and other events. But now, it seems that he is in trouble, and there is a chance that he could die. I don't want that because watching his journey is interesting and entertaining, and if he dies, the entertainment will be gone, which I don't want. So, that's why I am going to visit him and see what is going on. It will also be a fun adventure. That's why I decided to visit him during these 90 days, because during this time, I have nothing else to do. But there is one more thing that I would like to know, and that is, Ciel, how much potential does he have? I mean, how strong can he become? Like, as strong as Veldora, or how? Well, Master, he has the potential to become one of the strongest variants of you, and he can be as strong as Veldora in his prime. I see. Interesting, very interesting. This is making me want to visit him as soon as possible. That's it. We will visit him tomorrow. If the Master wants, then we will. Yosh, now that's settled, and it seems that Zeun and Apido have arrived. My god, did you call us? Zeun asked as they both came in front of me and kneeled. Geez, this guy, why doesn't he stop calling me god? Even though I am a true god in all senses, it's still embarrassing, you know. Zeun, don't call me god, just call me by name. And both of you don't have to kneel whenever you're in my presence. You are not just my subordinates, we are all one big family, understand? I told them. Honestly, Zeun and Diablo show too much respect to me. And Diablo is even more than Zeun. At this point, I'm sure that if one more person, someone like them, becomes my subordinate, they will all band together and start a religion about me. Did I jinx myself? Hell no, I won't let this happen, not even in my wildest dreams. I need to stop them before this escalates any further. Zeun, from now on, whenever you talk to me, don't address me as God, just call me by my name. And it's an order. I said to him. Understood, my lord. He said to me, still kneeling. Well, it's better than being called God. The reason I called you here is because I have a task for you. I finally addressed the reason for summoning them. Yes, my lord, what is it? We will do it. This time, Apido spoke. Well, nothing too much. I just want you, Apido, to continue your work of gathering nectar and making honey. And as for you, Zeun, I want you to do this. I explained their tasks to them. It shall be done, my lord. They both said it in unison. That's all for now. You may go. I dismissed them, and they left. Now that problem is also solved, so the only thing remaining is to visit him. But before that, there's one more thing to do. Yes, master, go for it. Show the world who their lord is. Even Ciel agrees with me. It's nothing much. I am just going to make my presence known. It will only be for a minute or so, because that will be enough to throw the world, which has already gone into chaos after Veldora's disappearance, into even more chaos. Hahaha, this is fun. But first, I need to alter reality a little, so that weaker people will not die due to my presence being known. Let the world know who is above them. Let this world know that the true God, the supreme deity, has awoken. Third person Pav. As Rimuru thought, he made his presence known to the world. And the world felt it trembled the unmistakable presence of a true God, a being above them with absolute authority and power.